Explore the endless bounds of space with all new LEGO building sets. From engineering wonders like LEGO Technic NASA Apollo Lunar Roving Vehicle to astronaut dog walkers, there is a perfect LEGO set for everyone on Earth. First launched in 1978, space sets have been igniting people's curiosity through the ultimate creative medium of LEGO bricks. Their newest collection is sure to propel the wonder for exploration and adventure across the galaxies. Be inspired by LEGO sets that are out of this world. Visit Amazon.com/LEGO Space to see the full collection.
Welcome to How to Survive, the show that helps you get through the stuff that could kill you.
Like landslides or blackouts or fire ants.
Ooh, and the stuff that just makes you wish you were dead.
Oh, like sexting your boss or twerking in public or getting fired.
Let's just play the song.
Yeah.
Ground is shaking under our feet. Mountains on fire, flooding in the street. Can't breathe the air, can't fight the feeling. Gobbling down Xanax ain't the way to be dealing. Gotta do better than just getting high. We gotta stick together if we're gonna survive. Ooh, how to survive. Ooh, how to survive.
Hey, Danielle.
Hi, Chris.
Welcome to How to Survive.
Thank you. Welcome yourself.
This is How to Survive with Danielle and Christine. As we've previously established,
Yes.
I'm Christine.
And I'm Danielle still.
I'm glad.
I have an update.
I'm ready.
Last week we talked about my salon, my hair salon, and I didn't know if it was a pun on Celine Dion because it's
Correct.
called Salon Dion.
And I can see, based on your hair and how amazing it looks, that you've recently been there.
I was there. No salon ever has done what I asked them to do. I literally showed the guy 3 pictures and he was like, okay, and then just chopped off most of my hair. And I told this to you before the show, but this is a tendency. I literally used to go to a guy who wore a studded collar around his neck and had shaved eyebrows and crazy punk kind of look.
Yeah.
And I would leave looking like I was a Hasidic Jewish woman wearing a wig, every single time. And I'm like, what? Are you just so leaning the other way that it always looked fine once you washed it, but it was they just style it in this really old fashioned. I'm like, I know I'm old, but Christ. Anyway, so I went to Salon Dion.
Yes.
And I said, I just got to ask you. I said, is it so? Because now I see that the accent is on the E. And so I said, is it Salon DNA or is it Salon Dion? And she said, oh, yeah, people want to say Salon Dion like Celine Dion. And I said, right. Is it a pun on Celine Dion?
Right.
No.
Ugh.
She said it's Salon Diane. Which is like a Greek goddess or something, she said.
Diane?
Diane!
Is that a Greek goddess?
I don't know. I didn't even look it up.
I don't know my Greek goddesses.
I don't either.
Well,
I always know three that I can answer or something.
Maybe Garen can let us know.
Yeah.
At some point.
Maybe
there's no
at the
rush
end of the
on
show,
this,
but
yeah.
Yeah, so that's the answer. It's not a play on words, which is upsetting.
I'm disappointed, and I think we should just decide it is.
I guess.
In our minds.
It'll still help me remember the name of the salon.
That you're not going back to?
Well, I don't know. It's fine. It's just, it doesn't matter because wherever I go, they don't do it right. So what's the difference?
Maybe next time it's time for you to get your hair done.
Yeah.
You're going to take a little field trip.
All the way to where you live?
You're going to come over.
Yeah, I will.
We're going to have a nice day.
Oh, that's a good
by
idea.
the LA River. We're going to get our hair done together.
Okay.
And we're going to go to a couple cute shops.
Do you live by the LA River?
No, but Frogtown's where I get my hair done.
Frogtown?
Yeah. You know Frogtown?
No.
I got to take you there.
What the hell is Frogtown?
It's a cute little hipster area near the LA River, and they have cool vintage shops and restaurants.
The LA River runs quite a while. So what?
Well, it's close to Highland Park.
Okay. All right. Yeah, we'll do it.
And then we can go to Highland Park, and I know a shop you're going to love.
Okay.
Great.
I love it. Well,
it's called Daughter, but it's not like your daughter. It's like Dotter.
Like a doddering fool?
Sure.
Okay.
You'll like that place.
All right.
So
I'm already into
I've got the whole day planned.
Okay.
Oh, I know where we're going to eat. It's going to be so fun.
All right. Well, we'll have to make my hair grow real fast. It does grow real fast.
Yeah. This is probably going to happen in 6 weeks. That's when we're both going to need our hair done again.
Well,
mark
yeah,
your
because I did
calendar.
get it professionally colored for the first time in years, and I was glad to do that.
Let somebody else. You know, at
I
some
can't
point
do
in
it.
life-
I can't reach back there. I can't see.
No.
I don't know. I'm not good at it.
No.
Yeah.
You gotta. This is what the podcast cash is for.
Right. All the cash we're raking in.
That was a joke. Do you know who Miss Sheila is from the documentary about what's that documentary with the cult?
Oh, well, I mean, narrow it down.
I can't.
Miss Sheila. Yes, the Indian. Yeah.
So she always says that was a joke.
The Wild
Country.
Wild Country. Yes, that was a fantastic one.
So good.
And then they did a parody of it. I guess it was on SNL, but it was after What's Her Face had left. The one we always like to say, Nadim.
What's happening right now?
Nadim. That actress. Who is the woman on SNL? Pedra Nadim. It's not that, but it's something like that. Now I sound like John Travolta. Anyway, whatever it was, she did a parody and she did that woman perfectly.
I gotta see that.
It was very funny.
I gotta see that.
So speaking of that, you wanted to ask me about some TV show.
I did want to ask you because inquiring minds would like to know.
Sure.
Are you still watching Yellow Jackets?
No. I've only watched the first episode. I haven't gotten Showtime yet.
Oh, see, okay.
I have to do it, but I feel like I really should be working on like furthering my career and not watching so much TV. So I can't justify buying Showtime yet. Although I'm really not doing anything. I still am just watching TV.
Oh, so that wouldn't further your career to continue watching Yellow Jackets, but
none of it will further my career.
Hey.
I should be working on something, but I just
you're
haven't.
like, I've got to be writing my own pilot.
Yes.
Like watching Yellow Jackets isn't going to help me either.
Exactly.
Oh, got it.
So
got it,
instead,
got it.
I'm watching Dope Sick, which I get for free, which is fantastic.
Yeah, you know what? I've read the book it's based on, and I wrote a really long paper on it for
Did
graduate
you?
school. Yes.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, I had to write.
So the book is obviously not fictionalized. It is the true account.
Yes.
Okay,
correct.
I'm going to read it after I watch, because when I like something, I like to get into it totally. So I will read the book after I finish watching
I'll
it.
bring it for you. You can read my graduate analysis
I
of it.
will.
It's
I've never read a graduate analysis.
master's level.
That's really exciting. What made you pick that book?
I think I maybe had to. I think it was one
Okay.
that was picked for me.
Oh, okay.
Some of the books in grad school you don't get a choice about.
Oh.
There was something else TV related. So I've got a nugget for you.
Yes.
And then we'll move on to the topic at hand. I watched last night a new show on HBO Max called Minx. And it is a comedy.
Yes.
Is it Johnson? Jake Johnson or Jake Johansson? I don't know.
Jake Johnson from New Girl. Yeah.
So he's delightful in it. And
Yeah, he's great.
He's a sort of a porn magnet. Sure, that's what
Yeah.
you say. And he meets up with a feminist who wants to start this feminist magazine in the 70s. And they join forces to create this erotic magazine for women.
Really?
And they have a kind of a Sam Diane type dynamic, which I know you like.
I do.
She does remind me a little bit of
Shelley
Long. And I think it's episode 2 because we watched 2 episodes. I've never seen this many penises on television.
Oh, well, you should watch Righteous Gemstones because they are coming at you.
It's great.
And they're all not pleasant.
This is great. This is great. And I'm not a penis connoisseur.
Aficionado.
Listen, I don't watch porn.
Right.
I've never been a porn person.
You know what you like when you see it.
I don't like to see violent penis action jamming into things.
Violent penis action.
Well, it always seems very aggressive.
Oh,
I don't want to
yeah.
see like ramming penises.
Sure.
No, thank you.
Right.
Like that's not a thing for me. I just no. But it was kind of delightful to see all of these different sizes and shapes of penises.
Okay.
And so I encourage everyone out there to watch it.
And you like it even aside from the penises, you're enjoying the show.
Even aside from the penises, I'm enjoying it highly.
I have seen a billboard for it. I don't think there were any penises on the billboard, but
there might be some rules against that.
Yeah, I do enjoy Jake Johnson. Is that his name?
Yeah.
And who's the woman?
I don't
You
know. I've never seen her in anything.
Oh, okay.
And
Cool.
so let me know if you've seen her in anything because I was delighted. And there's no segue.
Okay, so our topic today is...
Are you ready to get into today's topic?
I am.
So I'm going to tell you about one of the deadliest insects on Earth.
Okay. That was the suspenseful part, was the Earth?
Yes.
Okay. The deadliest insects on
I was like, where
Jupiter.
is the suspenseful part? Red fire ants.
Ooh, okay.
So ants, not typically associated with aggressiveness or attacks on humans, right? But for the past 80 years, America has become a breeding ground for a particularly dangerous ant species native to South America.
Oh, okay.
These are the red imported fire ant.
Fire ants.
Yes.
Now, when I was a kid and we had red ants in my front yard, were those fire ants or are there red ants that are also not fire ants?
That is a very good question that I don't know if I can answer today.
Okay, fair enough.
So I'm going to tell you a little bit about their history. They were accidentally imported into the United States from a cargo shipment that departed from Brazil a little more than 80 years ago. The Brazilian cargo was first unloaded at a port in Mobile. Mobile or Mobile?
Mobile.
Alabama. And since then, they've spread across the southeast, and they sometimes wind up in northern states. What makes red imported fire ants particularly dangerous is their resemblance to typical ants.
Okay.
So
then I'm going to say what was in my yard was just regular, typical red ants.
Probably. They're just as small as the ants you see regularly, but they're far more aggressive.
Okay.
So they dwell in mounds that look like small bumps in the ground, and if a person were to accidentally make contact with one of their mounds, the fire ants would immediately swarm out of their nests in order to attack the unsuspecting victim.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna describe to you now how they attack you.
Okay.
So
I'm picturing. Can I just say what I'm picturing
Please,
first?
that's what I want you to do.
I'm picturing, 10,000 red ants crawling over you.
Yeah.
And then
Over me. Okay.
over you, sure.
Yeah.
And you're laying down, and they've got you pinned like Gulliver, and then they, their bodies form the shape of like ropes and locks, and so it's just like a cartoon where their bodies have formed these things, and like a gag over your mouth.
I love it. I mean, on someone else.
Yeah.
I will say something fascinating right now,
Yes.
which is you're not that off from what does happen when they do something later that I'm going to get to.
Oh, okay. All right.
So-
I'm very suspended.
Suspend this thought.
Okay.
The fire ants bite the flesh to grab hold. And this is done so quickly and sharply that there's little pain. What inflicts the burn, hence the name fire ant, is the venom injected by a stinger.
Okay. Oh, wait. So they bite you and they have a stinger?
Yeah. They bite you to hold on, and then they go bing and sting you.
Holy ghost. Is the stinger on their rear?
The stinger, I don't know. Maybe, can you look that up, Karen? I never could.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to tell you about the venom. It's water insoluble. We'll get to that later.
Okay.
And contains hemolytic factors that cause the release of histamine and other vasoactive amines. These produce the itching and redness immediately, and a bacterial uninfected pustule at the sting site.
Uninfected?
Yeah, hopefully it
Okay.
stays. Okay. So then you get like a pustule.
Great.
The venom also contains several allergenic proteins that can cause anaphylaxis in patients who are allergic to the proteins. So antigenic similarity exists between these proteins and bee and wasp venoms, leading to the next thing, meaning if you're highly allergic to bees and wasps, there's a good chance.
Probably. Okay, that's what I was going to ask, because it's one of those things that doesn't happen so often that you could get a ant bite and not realize, oh my God, I'm allergic, and then you're allergic. But
if you're already allergic and know you're highly allergic
to bees, and
there's a good chance.
Okay.
Severe reactions may include redness of the face, swelling of the face, eyes, and throat, hives, chest pain, trouble breathing, difficulty speaking, numbness, cardiac arrest. So this is no joke, people. I'll let you know when things are not a joke. In most cases, injuries caused by red imported fire ants will go away on their own unless they become infected. For those who are allergic, immediate medical treatment is necessary. Okay.
Just put some peroxide on it. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Yeah, just ignore it. Guys, don't do that. How painful? You want to know how painful
Yes.
the bite is? I'm going to give you a little anecdote from TaiwanNews.com.
Okay.
On March 15th, so just recently, a dump truck driver in Taichung crashed his vehicle into a tree after passing out from a fire ant bite. The 39-year-old man, surnamed Wu, was bitten while driving and became dizzy and weak before finally passing out, losing control of the truck and crashing into a tree. The police department was cited as saying officers had noticed the crashed vehicle while on patrol at around 5 a.m. and approached the scene to find a pale, barely conscious Wu. They called for an ambulance, but Wu was so weak that he nearly fell out of the driver's seat while waiting for the ambulance to arrive. He's recovered from the injury after receiving treatment at the hospital.
So they probably had no idea what it was initially, because why would you ever suspect a fire ant?
Right.
They probably thought he was on drugs or drunk or, fainted or whatever.
They might have just discovered, the bites, or maybe he told them, like, I got some bites on my foot.
Yeah.
And maybe it's an area that has a lot of fire ants.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay.
So that they didn't mention that in the article. Here's some first aid tips if you've been bitten.
Okay.
Move rapidly away from the nest, clearly.
Okay.
Quickly remove them off the skin and clothing to prevent further stings. So you brush them off. Don't smack.
Okay, because you
them.
might smack the stinger into your skin.
Well, that can cause them to become more aggressive.
Oh, Gewalt. Okay.
Wash the area gently with soap and water. Disinfect the bite with alcohol. Place a cool cloth or ice cloth on the site for 15 minutes. Try dabbing the site with one of the following: diluted 1-to-1 bleach solution.
Ooh.
Yeah. Calamine lotion, enzyme cleaner, or meat tenderizer. So it's just like a
I don't
grab
have
thing.
any of those things in my house. Wait, what was the first thing?
Bleach. You have bleach?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't. Who uses bleach anymore? Except
do.
for grade schools.
I have bleach under my sink. I think from during the pandemic.
just to tempt your luck. No, just see what your kids get into because they're
just in case.
Yeah, you guys don't have enough bad luck. What do you use bleach for?
Well, during pandemic, I think I cleaned with it. Like not pure, but like 1-to-1. I would do all my counters. And you remember when we were cleaning everything with bleach?
Groceries, yeah.
Yeah, we're like, oh, you got to wipe your groceries. We were so dumb back then. Consider spraying a topical cortisone or Benadryl.
Okay.
So those are pretty common. Do not scratch the pustule because this can lead to infection. Don't scratch.
Tempting.
I know. You really want to
So
scratch those
tempting.
pustules.
You just want to pop them.
Ping.
I've told you that I'm a little obsessed with weird skin things, right?
Yes. Don't you? Do you watch the Pimple Popper show?
I watched it once and I found it extremely gratifying.
Yeah. I feel like
And
that's your wheelhouse.
So I have not watched it again because I don't think I want to be that person.
Well, I think you are that person, Danielle.
I am, but
you don't want to be.
I guess I don't want to be. I don't know. Also, maybe I'm chasing the high, and maybe I won't get the same.
You'll never get that pilot written.
I'll never get that pilot written if I just want to keep on writing unproduced pilots until I'm dead.
Oh, same.
But maybe you've given me an idea. Maybe a fictionalized Dr. Pimple Popper.
Yeah.
I hate the name. That's also the other
Yes.
thing. I hate the name of the show.
You know what? Maybe you could write a classier Pimple Popper.
Yeah.
I think this has...
Pustule puncture.
All I know is it has legs.
It has legs and teeth.
Yes.
Which is weird.
Yes.
Because it's a unabsorbed twin.
I love everything about this. How are we not more successful? Okay. It's important never...
If you want to buy a t-shirt.
Hey, guys, we've got merch. Okay. I'm going to tell you how to avoid fire ants.
Okay.
Clearly, you don't want to get bitten by one, even if you're not allergic. Watch where you step.
Yes.
Most people get stung by fire ants because they aren't paying attention to where they are stepping.
Yeah.
Are you paying attention to where you're stepping, Danielle?
I mean, I very rarely, but I won't say never, go outside without shoes on. Mm-hmm. But so I hope I'm paying attention.
But you probably wear sandals and you probably have open feet.
Even flip-flops.
But you know what? I don't think we aren't. They do have red fire ants in California, but it's not one of the more common states.
Okay.
I mean, it's all the South, everything that's in the South of the United States.
And then apparently, what was it, China? Where was Wu from?
Over in Taiwan. But
Taiwan.
I don't know if we have a lot of listeners in Taiwan right now. I think most of our listeners are in the United States.
Yeah.
And, I don't know if Brazil, obviously they came from Brazil, so we know they're in Brazil, South America. But the southern states is where you got to worry. So if you're, in Florida, the Carolinas, anything
I'm now wondering if those ants in my front yard when I was a kid they were in a mound.
Yeah.
And I do remember my mom saying, you have to watch out for red ants. Red ants bite. Yeah. Black ants don't bite. Did I ever tell you my car was infested with ants?
No.
Yeah. My Hyundai was infested with ants. Brand new car, infested with ants. Ants inside the car. And I went to the dealership.
Yes.
And they literally laughed at me. The men there literally laughed at me when I told them there were ants in my car. Did
you show them the ants?
Yeah. I can't remember if they were there, but they weren't there at that moment or whatever. But they,
yes.
I don't look for sexism everywhere, but I find it at a car dealership every time. Mm-hmm. And this was one of those times where I was like, Jesus, they're actually laughing at their customer.
Wow.
But yeah, I guess they had been imported from Korea.
Okay.
Something. They were black. They weren't going to hurt. Although they didn't look like normal black ants. They were some other, variety.
Did they do anything about it at Hyundai?
I think I got a new Hyundai. I think. I can't even remember. Well, they cleaned it out. I think they just cleaned it out or something. Yeah.
That disgusts me.
Yeah.
I'm never going to buy a Hyundai.
Yeah. Don't.
You've just lost a customer. Okay. Obviously, we watch where you step. When walking in an area that may have fire ants, watch where you place your feet.
Okay.
Take caution when sightseeing, taking photos, stepping on the ground when camping, or sitting around campfires. And we know how you love to sit around a campfire, Danielle.
I would.
Yeah.
If someone else arranges it, I'm going to a campfire.
I'm going to get you at a campfire.
I'm not going to. Well, we'll get our hair done and then go get lost in the woods.
Maybe not on the same day.
Not on the same day.
Because
after you get your hair done, you want to look nice.
We got to go somewhere nice.
Yeah. I hate when they're always like, "Oh, do you have something planned?" And I'm like, "No."
I know. Yeah. Then you feel like you got to make something up.
But who's walking around barefoot near a campfire? I would hope no one anyway.
But you could still have shoes and socks on,
and they could still get to you.
They could climb up and go.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. It's not like they're just getting your feet.
No,
they could get
insidious.
Your legs. Yeah.
I have a sad story for you now.
Oh Christ. Okay. Yeah.
An Alabama woman was on the phone planning her mom's funeral. Her mom had just died the day before of lung failure. She was on a hay bale, not a hail bay. She was on a hay bale.
This woman planning her. Okay.
And was attacked by fire ants.
Jesus.
And died of an apparent allergic reaction. And this is the day after her mom died.
Oh my God.
So she's standing on the hay bale. It's really hard for me to say that. And she had a stick, just a big stick in her hand.
Yeah.
And she was beating the hay with a stick, probably not in anger, just doing something.
Yeah, while you're on the phone. Yeah.
Unknowingly stirred up a bunch of fire ants.
Oh, they like hay too?
Yeah. And then she got bitten, and she knew she had been bitten a bunch, and they stripped her down. You're supposed to take off all your clothes, and they got the ants off of her, but she died. So they had to plan.
She had an allergic reaction.
A double funeral. Isn't that awful?
Yeah, that's pretty awful. I'm just wondering if it saved money. Like if you had
they get a casket discount.
Like when you have like a double wedding. I've never been to a double wedding. I don't know if they actually exist except for on TV shows.
I've never been to a double wedding or a double funeral. And
no, I don't.
Neither sound
good.
I don't like singles of either, really. But I'd pick a wedding.
I like weddings.
Yeah.
I haven't been to one in a while.
They can be okay. Everyone I know is already married, or it's like, are you gonna get married or what? Garen.
Have you ever come close to getting married? Get on the mic. Oh,
boy.
Oh, we have a story. Seems like someone was bitten by the love ant.
I was in a relationship for 16 years.
What?
I didn't realize it was 16 years. So did you ever talk about marriage?
We were technically... he proposed to me at Disneyland, actually.
Oh, that's the gayest thing I've ever heard.
It very much is. It very much is. In front of the castle.
In front of the castle, of course. I didn't know that. And so you said yes.
Yeah,
So you were engaged.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And then it ended.
And then it
became
grew apart.
Tomorrowland. Yeah.
Violins played in the distance.
Oh, I'm
It
so
happens.
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Did
Are
you have
okay?
a ring?
We had these little Mickey rings, but we never wore them. Which
Well,
I think they were
because
too
you're
big.
adults?
They were too big.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I guessed the wrong thing. Okay.
Yeah, but that was probably the main reason. But
I didn't know you were so into Disney. Also, side note.
it kind of became like I got into it more than I was into it. I'm not like a Disney adult.
You're not
really.
in Disney.
But I liked going to Disneyland. It was fun to go.
Yeah,
there.
it is fun.
I actually miss it. I want to go back, but
You can come with me and the kids.
I'm sure they'll go on scarier rides than Oliver will go on. So
For sure they will.
yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying then Oliver, but they'll go on scary rides because they like scary.
Yeah.
They like scary
Yeah,
rides.
no, Oliver won't.
What's scary at Disneyland anymore? I guess Pirates
Well,
is kind of.
No. I mean, like,
Oh, the roller coaster.
Yeah.
The Space Mountain is pretty
and-
scary,
yeah.
and the
yeah, that's true.
Splash Mountain.
But I do get sort of irrationally upset when I see really expensive, like, Disney jewelry. I get really upset. Like, that's not what you should be spending your money on, dude. You don't need diamond earrings in the shape of, Daisy Duck or something.
I mean,
To each his own. I don't know
Yeah.
why it bothers me, but I guess it's just so tacky to me.
I just had this thought the other day that I'm going to just share really quickly, and you guys can shit on me all you want, but that it's really pretty normalized for men to have really expensive, like, comic book habits and
Yeah.
trading, like, children's things, right?
Yes, yeah.
But I don't know a lot of women who, like, buy really expensive Barbies as adults or, like,
Yeah.
still buy toys.
That's very interesting. Yeah. Well, I mean, I think there are definitely people who collect Barbies and stuff.
Sure, they do,
But-
I don't like. It's not
I don't know any of
normalized
them.
in a way where I
Yes.
I don't have a friend my age.
True, yeah,
who like
me neither.
Still is like, I just got the 1974 holiday Barbie on
Right.
eBay, but I do know
Lots of
multiple
comic-
men
yes.
who like
Basically,
collect.
all of my male friends do. I mean, yeah.
And I think it is probably even. It's probably, I know more because it's, I think, even more common in the comedy.
It is. It's
world.
weird, yeah.
But I mean, nobody thinks it's weird. Like, I don't think anybody thinks it's like weird. They're just like,
think-
oh, that's a normal thing.
Yeah, you're totally right. I think men are very rooted in nostalgia and
Yeah.
for their youth.
Yes.
I'm not saying I'm talking out of personal experience.
no, it
or
doesn't
anything,
seem like you know.
But I think it's like about a simpler time for them. Like, oh, I didn't have to worry about anyone but myself, and I didn't have to deal with grown-up things
Yes.
or careers or this, and so it's very comforting. I think that's what it
Yes.
is.
And for women-
I'm going to start a sticker book collection.
Yes.
again.
Oh, yeah. Like puffy stickers.
Yeah.
Like, and I sort of enjoy it watching my daughter go through this stuff.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not thinking,
Oh, I wish I could participate.
I
Yeah.
want puffy stickers too.
Right.
Or like, I'm going to still collect puffy stickers.
Yeah.
Because I think for me, I'm not nostalgic about my childhood at all. I'm just like, whew,
Yeah.
glad that's over.
Right. I think, yeah. I mean, I'm just doing armchair psychology, but there must be something to that because you're right. I don't know of a lot of women who hang on to anything from their childhood that much.
No, I mean,
Were you guys? Are women like encouraged to embrace that sort of thing as they grow up though? Because I feel like with boys, they're like, go play with your GI Joes or whatever. But girls are always like, you got to look pretty and be prim and be ready. You're going to be a mother. That kind of. I
don't know if that's so much how it is anymore. I mean,
I hope not.
I certainly played with lots of toys. I had Barbies. I had, I had lots of toys and stuff that
Yeah.
I have fond memories of, but I don't feel like I need them again. Or
yeah,
still.
yeah. I hope that isn't. I don't think that's culturally. Well, let's just say that's not a pressure I'm putting on my kids separately gender wise. But my daughter already for sure spends a lot of time worrying about what she looks like, getting ready for school, picking out her clothes,
Yeah.
wanting to wear she's 9, wanting to wear my makeup. And Benjamin is like doesn't. I mean, we pick out his clothes. He doesn't care what he wears.
Oliver doesn't care about.
And
he's starting to finally, but
and
he's in
like-
high school. Yeah,
So there is a difference, and
yeah.
that's,
And I shouldn't have said ugh because that's just part of being a person. There's nothing bad about. I shouldn't have said that because there's nothing bad about a little girl wanting to dress up, or I guess I just say ugh because it just worries me about the growing up too fast.
No,
aspect.
I'm worried about it too. I don't like it. Like, I do think it is a cultural thing. It's whether or not I've raised my kid. I've tried to raise them to not be that way. She's feeling already a pressure as a girl to look a certain way. And she's in 4th grade, and it's too soon to me for her to be worried about her body,
awful.
how she appears to others. If her hair doesn't look right, if her face isn't pretty, she'll be like, "Mom, am I ugly?" Like, and it makes me sad. Anyway,
being in LA can't help with that either. I mean, everyone's obsessed with
I don't know how much
whatever,
that has to do with it or not, because how can you know?
Well, I grew up here, and I think it's much worse now than it was, though. I didn't feel...
Oh, yeah, it's worse.
I mean, I definitely felt ugly my entire childhood, but I didn't wear makeup in grade school or anything.
No, me either. I think it's harder. I think it's harder to be a girl than it was, which is worse and sad.
It's also harder to be bitten by fire ants than not fire ants.
It is harder.
Just trying to get us back on track somehow.
Let's get back to the fire ants. Okay. Lift items from the ground with caution.
Where are we? Oh. Avoiding fire ants.
Yeah, we're avoiding them. Fire ants will congregate under items on the ground. If you lift anything from the ground, such as a log, garbage,
never lift a log,
or dead animal.
Oh,
Danielle.
That's what Sven does. I don't do it.
Yeah, no, he's had to lift 2 dead rats in the last week.
In the last week?
Yeah. Well, we caught them in traps.
God bless them.
But I mean, they were big, Danielle. This one was like the size of a puppy. It was so big.
And you are okay seeing that? Like, you don't freak out?
I don't like it, but I mean...
but you don't
I had to
feel like you have to move.
It was right next to Alex's gymnastics bar that we have in our little backyard. And she and her little friend were going out to do like flips on the gymnastic bar. And I was like, hold on. Nope. And they were like, why? And I was like, don't go over there. And then I had to tell them and they were like, we want to see it.
Oh, they wanted to see it.
And I was like, all right.
Well, that doesn't sound too girly.
It's pretty big. And
then we put makeup on the dead rat?
And they were like, oh, and they were like, oh, it's so cute.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're mountain kids.
They're mountain. You don't live in the fucking Arkansas, whatever. You live on a hill.
Well, it feels like a mountain sometimes. All right, wear protective clothing.
The Ozarks all of a sudden.
It is. It's the Ozarks.
Okay.
I saw a hawk with a snake hanging out of its mouth over my house.
Did you really?
Yes.
Jesus.
It's a giant snake.
Oh my God.
Okay. Clothing covering any exposed skin can help reduce the risk of you getting stung. Legs are more likely to get stung if you step in a mound. If you are touching things on the ground near fire ants, wear long sleeve shirts or gloves. I mean, common sense, people.
Yeah.
Use insect repellent. You want to use some that has the DEET or that other stuff, picaridin. It's like the stuff that's like
Captain of the Enterprise.
DEET. Yes.
Okay.
Captain Picaridin. Spray some of him on you. He looks nice.
They still make DEET? I thought that was illegal.
DEET's in everything.
Oh, I guess I thought that was the one that was
DDT. I think is what you're thinking of.
Gotcha.
Which is kind of the same, but DEET is still not good for you. But you can get this other stuff, picaridin. It's like from a hot pepper or something.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You want one of those.
Okay.
Put out fire ant bait. Put out fire ant bait. What am I, Alexa now, giving directions? Put out fire ant bait. It's a surefire way to prevent stings since there won't be any fire ants around. I don't know. You can probably get this on Amazon. Be extra...
I'm picturing teeny tiny little traps.
Yes.
Like mouse traps, but a centimeter big.
It's
and
like
each single gets one little fire ant.
One little ant. You need like thousands of them.
Yeah.
Be extra vigilant when you're out with children.
Yeah.
Fire ants love to eat kids.
Is that true?
Well,
you
want to just, when you place your stroller or your wagon or baby carrier, just keep an eye on things. These are aggressive ants. Oh, you're going to like this, Danielle.
Okay.
Remain calm.
Oh, okay.
If fire ants are on you.
Oof.
If you end up getting fire ants on you, remain calm.
Okay.
Leave the area where the fire ants are and move to an area with no fire ants. Hi, well, really? Oh, thank you for that advice. Okay, we know this. Okay. We're going to get to you. The thing I said is coming up later.
Okay.
Here it is.
The insoluble.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is important.
Okay.
Oh, I can't wait to tell you about this.
All right.
Avoid using water to remove fire ants.
Oh.
You may think that rinsing fire ants off with water will remove them.
I would think that.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
However, this can make things worse. Water can make the fire ants bite you harder with their jaws and start stinging you more.
Oh my God.
Speaking of water, what to do when facing a floating ball of fire ants?
What?
Yeah, okay.
A floating ball of
Here it
fire
comes.
ants?
Here it comes. Hold on to your pants. During Hurricane Harvey in 2014, people also had to deal. So not only did they have to deal with like losing their house and, you know, floating in their cars and being on their roofs.
On the roofs, yeah.
They had to deal with dangerous floating mounds of fire ant colonies. So what happens is the floodwaters lift the ants from their anthills on the ground, and they cling together. They're capable of drifting for miles until they find dry land to reestablish their colony. So this ant expert, Paul Nestor, says, you know, avoid, avoid, avoid. People shouldn't try to poke the raft or drown them by pushing it underwater. It will backfire. If anybody comes in contact with that, hits it, well then, the ants immediately will stream onto that person, just like they would onto a log or onto a bank because they're looking for high ground. So one way you can battle these balls of fire ants is to spray them with diluted biodegradable dishwashing liquid.
Okay.
So
that's what we do at our house, actually, for regular ants.
As a ration of about 2 tablespoons of soap per gallon of water. This will drown them. The way they can do this, the way the ants can float like this, is they intertwine their legs, forming a kind of mat.
Okay, come on.
Their bodies are covered in an exoskeleton that repels water. But when you spray the soap on them, it reduces that surface tension and the ants break off and they drown.
This is like some Transformer shit.
I watched a video. You can go on YouTube.
Okay.
And it shows somebody pushing like with a metal straw. They're in a little bit of water. And it's like they can't be drowned. Like it's pushing and they're popping back up. Pushing down with the straw, they pop back up. It's wild.
I feel like we could use this technology to our advantage somehow to make something waterproof. Like use this...
Like a nice raincoat.
Yes, made out of fire ants. Just dead fire ants.
Imagine walking with it on, though.
Holy shit. Okay, so Garen is showing me a picture. I have to take off my glasses. It just looks like wood chips or something. You can't tell that these are ants.
It's crazy.
And it's gigantic. It's like feet across, it looks like.
So another danger for people was if they're in their boat.
Yeah.
And the ants could also come over and try to climb up onto people's boats, try to climb up onto their oars. Crazy stuff. So, always carry a bottle of Dawn.
Yes.
And remain calm.
Right. You're soaking in it.
Is the lesson.
Yeah.
With
palm olive.
I'm going to end this with one of the craziest stories I've ever heard.
Okay. We're good.
Great. This story has adventure, injuries, and a surprising twist.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I am.
Joan Murray was a 47-year-old bank executive for the Bank of America that lived in Charlotte. She lived in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
She loved her family, her job, her newly found passion for skydiving.
Ooh.
Didn't expect that, did you?
No.
That's right.
Is that the twist?
Nope.
That's not even the twist.
No.
Okay.
Joan had participated in several hours of skydiving training and was up to this point had completed 35 jumps. So she's not a pro, but she's not a novice
either. Can you
either.
be a pro skydiver?
Yeah.
Is that a thing?
That is a thing.
Professional? Well, I guess the people who teach you.
Yeah, and the people
pros.
that do all the tricks and stuff, and they take a dog on their back.
That's like someone in Guinness. I don't know if that's like a profession. That's not a profession.
I might not know that much about pro skydiving.
I don't think you do.
Okay. On September 25th, 1999, Joan woke up, traveled the 1-hour trip to Chester County, South Carolina, and joyfully geared up. She felt her excitement surge as the plane took off and ascended into the sky. Okay. As they reached the required altitude, she waited for the all clear and then rocked herself out of the plane door. She rejoiced in the fall, the feel of the wind pushing against her body. These are all my words. As she looked out over the landscape.
Are these really your words?
No.
Oh, I thought maybe this was your other dissertation for school or something.
Yeah. I'm going to give credit where credit is due in a moment.
Okay.
Approximately 45 seconds into her free fall, she reached and pulled her hacky. That's the small bar that deploys the parachute.
Okay.
She expected the slow release of the chute that would slow her fall and allow her to coast safely to the ground. Instead,
Oh no.
nothing happened.
Okay.
She had to think quickly. Her chute did not deploy as it had the previous 35 times that she had done this.
Right.
It's okay, she thought. That's what the reserve chute is for.
Right.
She pulled and the reserve chute deployed just as it should.
Okay.
Whew, okay. She began to slow in her descent, but then the unthinkable happened. She began to spin. As she began quickly spinning, the cords of her reserve chute became entangled. She was once again falling fast. At 700 feet, her reserve chute completely deflated.
Oh my God.
And she was rushing toward the earth at 80 miles per hour.
Oh my God.
Onlookers could only watch in horror as Joan's body slammed into the ground nearby. Emergency responders were notified and quickly rushed to the scene. Joan was rushed to the hospital where doctors were sure that she would not survive. The entire right side of her body was crushed due to the impact. It even knocked the fillings out of her teeth.
Oh my God.
Doctors were baffled that she was still alive, and over the course of her treatment, they noticed small red bumps all over her body. They eventually came to realize that they were, in fact, fire ant bites. Apparently, whenever Joan landed, she disturbed a fire ant mound and was bitten over 200 times.
Oh my God.
Most would call this adding insult to injury, but in Joan's case, these insects saved her life.
Now how?
So they secreted venom known as solenopsin. When the fire ants continued to sting Joan as she was waiting for medical personnel, they released this venom, which basically stimulated her nervous system and kept her heart beating.
Oh my God. Oh my God. They're heroes.
In this case, maybe only
Yes.
that I know of, she remained in a coma for 2 weeks, but was able to make a full recovery after 20 reconstructive surgeries and 17 blood transfusions. She had rods placed in her legs and spikes in her pelvis. She began physical therapy and was able to walk from her wheelchair to the car upon leaving the hospital.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, of course, in 2001, shortly after returning to work, she completed her 37th skydive.
Wow.
You know how these people love to skydive.
They love to tempt fate.
Thank you, Cassandra O'Hara, for writing up that story.
See, I definitely had, perhaps she's going to land on some fire ants, but I also thought like maybe there were fire ants in the contraption and that's why it didn't work.
Oh, like they ate up the pieces of the...
Well, or just they were stuck in there. I couldn't figure out why her equipment wasn't working. I hope she sued the hell out of that company.
I mean, right?
They saved her
the
life.
American way.
I don't know. I might sue if the equipment didn't work as I was falling out of a plane.
Yeah.
I might sue for that.
But it's also like, I'm sure you have to sign a bunch of paperwork saying you won't.
That's true.
And also like, I don't know. I just think skydiving is insane.
It's insane. It's insane. I would do that before I would do bungee jumping, though, I think. Bungee jumping scares the hell out of me.
God, I hope I never have to make that choice.
You won't.
I really hope it's not.
Okay.
Yes.
Chris,
okay.
you have to bungee jump into a pit full of mountain lions.
Okay.
Who are protecting their babies.
Oh my God. Okay.
Or you have to skydive into a place filled with red fire ants.
First, skydive fire ants.
Skydive fire ants?
Yeah. What about you?
Well, I mean, if you're bungee jumping, you're gonna shoot back up.
Yeah, but how has it been tested already? Do they know that you're?
Know.
I mean, like how close do you lunge to the chomping jaws? And they can jump 40 feet, remember?
Oh, 40 feet across, 20
So they could be jumping, like, think of them jumping across as you're coming down, and they can still tear out chunks of your skin.
And you're kind of teasing them because you keep going, I'm here, I'm not here, I'm here, I'm not here.
So
I'm here,
and you're going down a bunch of times.
Yeah. And what about you? Why the fire ants? Because you think they'll save your life like they've saved this woman's?
Well, I mean, I assume my chute's going to open.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
It usually does.
I also forgot to tell you that someone has shot a hole in your chute.
Wait, whoa.
Mid-flight.
This is
in the air. Someone has jumped out of a plane that was parallel to yours and taken out a gun and shot your parachute.
Is it you?
It is.
You know, I don't like the way you play the hypothetical game because you kind of cheat and do add-ons, which feels like...
Yes, I did. But that's the way it is.
I think I'm going to change my answer then.
Okay.
And I'm going to pick the biting
What I didn't tell you is that the mountain lions have guns.
Okay, well, I don't care.
Everyone's armed to the teeth.
They can't hold guns.
No. Well, that was horrifying. And I'm now going to look up to see if there were red fire ants in North Hollywood in the 80s.
I want to know the answer as soon as you find out.
It's really the 70s.
No. I like to say I grew up in the 80s.
I know, but I'm thinking of when I lived in that house.
Okay.
So, yep.
You know what?
What?
Nobody needs to know.
Nobody needs to know. Okay, well, that was really interesting, and that story was amazing. And we're going to take a little break, and we'll be right back with our very special guest.
I can't wait.
And record.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to How to Survive. I'm Christine. As you know, Danielle.
Yes,
How was your break?
my break was fantastic.
Are you excited?
Yes, I'm very excited for our guest. We are very lucky to have him, Mr. Paul F. Tompkins.
Come on.
And Paul, we can see you actually live and in the flesh. Mm-hmm. Your show is Varietopia at the Lodge Room.
Correct.
And to find out where to go, you go to Paul F. Tompkins, no H.
Correct.
Right?
That's correct.
PaulFTompkins.com/live to find out more information about this show, which is the next one is on May 31st.
That is correct. Right
Is
here
it
in
a
Los
variety
Angeles.
show? What kind of show is it?
It is a variety show.
Yay.
It is comedy. It is music. It is people doing characters. It's magic sometimes.
Oh,
It's
wow.
all kinds of things. Yeah.
How fun.
It is fun. Danielle, it is
sounds-
fun.
Actually, Christine and I were just talking about maybe we'll come in and see it
Yes.
because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Let me know. Let
So
me know if
you
wanna come.
do stand-up, obviously.
Yes, I do.
But do you also do skits?
There's some skits. There's some spoofs. There are
Some parodies? Some lampoons?
There are lampoons.
There are lampoons?
Send-ups. We do
Oh,
send-ups.
I love a good send-up.
Yeah.
I love a good riff.
I live for a send-up. Do you have an age? What's the age limit in? Is it 21?
It's pretty much all ages.
18?
Yeah.
Can you bring little ones?
I think you can. Yes, that has happened before.
I'll check the venue.
Yeah.
So you're going to bring the twins?
Maybe.
Okay.
They've heard some of his stand-up.
You can't bring two.
Oh, you know what? I'll bring my favorite.
There we
Whichever
go.
one it is that
Sophie,
day.
it's not so hard to make a choice. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
My daughter's name is Sophie.
Oh, then there you go. Is she the favorite? Oh, exclusive.
I think you're going to confuse some of the audience.
I am.
Yeah. She doesn't have 3 kids. One of her kids changed her name.
Yeah.
Yeah. To Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. How do you feel about that? I meant to ask you, do you feel hurt?
I named her Sophie Alexandra.
Yeah.
So I gave her an option at
Yes.
some point, and she said one day, I prefer Alex. And I
Okay.
was like, hey, I picked 2 names, so
Yeah. I've thought about that too.
no,
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Also, names that have multiple shortenings that's more options. You know?
Yes. I had dinner. I work on the Writers Guild every year, the Writers Guild Awards.
Writer.
Yeah. And we go to dinner afterward. And
Smokehouse.
no, they always go to a really fancy place.
You should
Give us the name.
Well,
glad to
because
hear that.
they don't pay as well, so we
Yeah,
should.
exactly.
This is a place downtown. It's like Nick and Sam's or Rick and Amy's or something like
Karen,
that. It's-
give us the real name.
I don't know. It's in downtown. It was very spooky. It was like a Black Mirror episode. Getting in there, the elevator didn't work, and I had to take the stairs. And
Doesn't sound that fancy.
It's the restaurant
not
itself
the
is
Goat and the Girl.
fancy. It is the Goat and the Girl. Is that a real place?
Yeah.
Oh no,
That place is really good.
no. It was like Nick and.
But I know
anyway.
there's a scary parking structure near there.
It was scary, and then it turned out every other person parked in an adjacent parking lot. And because you know how you go into an office building and there might be 2 different ways you can go. And so no one came up the way I came up. Did you find it?
Nick and Stuffs.
Nick and Stuffs.
Oh.
Nick and Stuffs. It was fancy. But in any case, so I don't know how we got on the subject, but I said, yeah, well, my parents call me Danny. And my boss, Hugh, said, why did they call you Danny? And I said, because my name's Danielle. He forgot what my name was for a second or something and couldn't fathom why someone would call me Danny. He didn't
Yeah.
get that it was a nickname for Danielle.
The whole time he's thought your name was Kim.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes.
do you know that he knew it at some point and blanked on it? Or
Oh,
do
I've
you-
known him for 1,000
Oh, okay,
years.
okay.
No. I think he just blanked, or they all said afterwards, we cannot see you as a Danny. That doesn't compute to us. So
Right.
I think they just didn't compute. But I was like, because my name is Danielle. Okay, so enough of that nonsense. Paul, what brings you here? What's your story?
Well, I'll tell you.
Yes.
I've been fired a number of times over the years
Yes.
from jobs.
Okay.
Okay.
And I don't know if that was clear.
Please clarify.
I don't even think I said this. We just talked about how to survive fire ants, and now we're going to talk about how to survive being fired.
Yes.
Holy
Very,
macaroni.
probably very similar.
Yes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I would bet it's a straight 1-to-1.
You need bleach.
Granted,
for both.
Yes.
you need. This is great. Okay, what do you hear my story?
Don't use water.
There was a street in Philadelphia called South Street. Big, used to be like the cool hip area. Now it's just like everywhere else where that
Okay.
happens, where it's just like chain stores.
Right.
Chain stores and head shops. But
That's weird.
there's still like a few. Well, the head shops will always move in until somebody that can afford the rent to put in a bigger space or whatever.
Right.
Like head shops always get in there for like a little bit and then they're gone when
Do
like the
head
Gap
shops-
finally moves in.
I'm sorry. Do head shops still exist now that pot is legal? Like I thought head shops were like creepy places you go in where it smells of incense and there's like paraphernalia.
They still are.
They still okay.
And they still exist.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. I would say I think there's still a bunch on Melrose, and I think that
okay.
in areas like that you could see them. Like the last time I was in New York, I remember still seeing a ton. And,
Okay.
You know, I mean, you still need your paraphernalia.
I guess I just thought you'd get it at the corporate pot store.
Oh, but they like
Their stuff is really fancy.
Jacked up.
though.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You still want your crazy bong, and the head is like
Yes.
Cheech.
Right.
You got a head shop
Right.
for that.
The artisanal.
Where are you going to go get your Gandalf candles? You know what I mean?
God, this is making me
Men.
so there's nothing more repulsive to me than that kind of shop.
Wait, though.
Everything
I
about
know
it
what you mean.
is gives me sadness.
I
and
feel
icks.
I feel the same way. There's something about it that's very bleak. I don't know.
Bleak.
It's like we know plenty of people who smoke tons of pot.
Sure.
have
Oh, yeah.
But that
pipes and
place
shit. There's
makes
something
me
about
sad.
that place. Yeah.
I just passed one. I went to San
Yeah?
Diego over spring break with my kids. I was walking. My 2 kids were in front of me. My son was very upset because he wasn't able to play Fortnite.
Right.
Instead, he had to go to San Diego and go to the beach.
Yeah.
So he's walking in front of me. I pass a head shop. There's a guy standing out front with like greasy hair. Most depressing place in the world. My son's stomping in front of me. He just got done telling me he hated me.
Oh.
And he's 9.
He just got done.
This guy at the head
That's
shop
that taken care of.
Check that off my list.
my list. And the guy at the head shop goes, "That was me, man."
No. The words every mother wants to hear from the stoner hanging out of the
I
head
remember
shop.
those days. And I was just like,
Dude, you're not helping.
now. Not now.
Oh, that's hysterical.
So,
Then you pass a strip bar and
yeah.
they say something about Alec.
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that was
woman's
me.
like, "Ah."
That was me.
I was her a few years ago. 3 years ago, that was
3
me.
years ago.
Wait, are your twins boy and girl?
Yeah.
Always strange to me.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just going to say this very quickly because it came up, but it's really related to nothing. But Christine and I had dinner the other night for Christine's birthday, and our waiter looked like Rami Malek. And I told him, "You look like Rami Malek." And he's like, "Yes, I've heard that 3 times today." And I'm like, "I'm sorry, but..."
3 times today.
I know. Didn't he say that? Yes. Yeah. He really looks like him. And
Do you think it started that day? People saying it?
I don't know. He
Because
was...
he
just woke up that day.
I get that a lot. Not I've heard that 3 times today.
He said that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he kind of really looked like him. And I said, well, he already has a twin. I don't know why I feel like I have to share my knowledge about Rami Malek, but I did. And he said, "Oh, I'm a triplet." And I was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, but my siblings are twins. They're identical twins." He threw 2 eggs.
No.
Two
Yes.
eggs were fertilized and 1 split.
That's absurd.
It's
happened.
absurd, right?
I call bullshit.
I mean,
That shouldn't be allowed.
it came off very. He said it very smoothly.
Yeah.
But I was like,
Practice
and then I just
lie.
wanted, and then what?
Practice lie.
Yeah,
He didn't hear that 3 times today.
I'm so obsessed with twins and stuff that I was like, I wanted to ask him 1 million questions, but he was like, "Yeah, basically they're really close, and I'm not because they're identical twins, and I'm just another sibling."
I also thought it was funny that he was like, "I guess I'll go into acting."
That's what he said. He said, "Yeah, people keep telling me I look like Rami Malek, so I guess I'll go into acting." I was like, well, I don't know if there's a call for people who look like Rami Malek who aren't him, but okay.
Or more actors.
Yeah.
Or more actors, for that matter.
I think it's a real curse for men who look like other men, but for women who look like other women, it's like, sure.
That's
Why
true.
not?
Yeah.
That's true,
Yeah.
because they all look, there's...
Let's have 3 Margot Robbies. You know what I mean?
Yes. I still
Yes.
think she's the other woman.
Margot Robbie?
Robbie. 2 B's.
Is it? No, it's not 2 B's, though.
Oh, well, then
Are you
she's just
sure?
Australian.
Yeah.
In the last name, I thought it was 2 B's.
It's 1 B.
Well,
You worked in a
I
place
see you looking it up.
that was a street.
I worked in a place that
South
was a
Street.
street.
Okay. You worked in the street.
I worked many different places on that street.
Okay.
I would say like maybe 6 different stores. that I
Wow.
worked on. But the one that the most traumatic firing was at a place called In General,
Oh, no.
which was supposed to be a modern take on a general store.
Okay. Like on Schitt's Creek? Like David's
No, not
store?
fancy like that.
Not fancy. Okay.
Not fancy like that. It
In
was
General. Okay.
Yes. It on the there was 2 floors. On the top floor there was like housewares,
Okay.
plates and cups and things like that. And on the bottom floor it was novelties.
Like a Spencer's
Like little
type
toys?
place?
Kind of like a Spencer's, but a little more whimsical
Oz?
and less black light. Maybe more like
More like Oz? We had Green Streets.
what was it called?
Green Streets?
Green Street.
And it was whimsical, and it had lots of Far Side cartoon like mugs,
Absolutely.
but also like fairy things.
Mm-hmm.
It smelled like soap. It was very lovely.
This is very similar.
Okay.
This
Okay.
is very similar.
In
getting a
general.
picture.
In
Getting a
general.
picture.
Okay.
I remember one year we had to do inventory, and we had to count literally everything in the store, meaning we had to take
Oh no! All tchotchkes.
bins of these little, they were like half an inch big rubber animals.
oh boy.
Like
Yeah.
all kinds of animals. So you would have to dump out this bin and like 1,
Oh
2,
my
3.
God.
Like, it was absurd. And then we would listen. We were able. It was one. The thing is, it was a cool store, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the boss, the owner, was like a cool lady, and we were friends to her, not employees.
Oh, okay.
And so we could smoke in the store.
Smoke pot or smoke cigarettes?
Cigarettes.
Oh, that doesn't work with the whimsy.
No, it truly does
It
not.
really makes it disgusting.
Oh, it's disgusting. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
This is the way we lived
Yes.
back then. This was the
This is
this
true.
is the late
This is
80s.
before
late 80s, early
smoking.
90s.
Yeah.
This was how America lived.
Yeah. Right.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
And we could listen to our own music, and I remember when we were doing inventory, I got to play some music at one point, and I was playing the Pogues album Red Roses for Me on cassette.
Okay.
We had a cassette player, and there's a in the chorus, the lead singer sings, "And that old triangle went jingle jangle," and that one of my coworkers was mad and eventually said to me, like, every time the jingle jangle comes up, it throws me off my count.
Oh, 501 rubber
Yeah,
giraffes.
exactly,
500 and
Yeah.
Oh, that's hysterical.
So
okay.
it was kind of a fun place to work.
Okay. Yeah.
We all, like, the employees and I, my fellow employees and I all got along.
And you were like in your 20s at this time. This was before stand up.
This was probably my very early 20s.
Okay.
I was maybe 20, 21
Okay.
working at this place. No, sorry, 19. I was 19 years old working at this
But a
place.
babe.
Just a child.
Just a
I didn't
child.
know shit.
No.
So, as I say, the owner was like a friend to everybody. At one point, there was somebody that was stealing money from the till.
Uh-oh.
And we had a after-hours family meeting in a
pizza
room
provided?
above the second floor, which I didn't know existed.
Ooh, the attic.
Yeah. And so, yeah, the attic. I didn't know that was up there. Like, I didn't know. I think we all had to climb up a ladder to get to it.
Like one you pull down from the
Yeah,
ceiling?
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And so we had this meeting where the boss was saying, now, look, somebody's been taking money, not from the till, from the safe. Like,
Oh.
I don't think everybody, it must have been from the till because not everybody had access
Yeah.
to the safe.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody's been taking money. And listen, whatever you're going through, if you need help,
Wow.
come to me and I'll help you. You know, I don't want you to have to do this. And I remember being very impressed by that.
I was going to say that's very progressive in the 80s for someone to take that point of view.
Yes. Yeah. It turned out it was this young woman who was one of the assistant managers, and she was, I don't know why she was taking money, but she was dealing drugs out of the store.
Whoa.
She's like dealing coke out of the store.
That's not in general's.
That's not what we're all about. We're all,
It's not their wheelhouse.
smoking is as far as it
No.
goes.
Yes.
That's as far as the disgusting goes. And
So did she confess about the stealing money?
I'm trying to remember if she came forward. I remember I was shocked. I did not know this was happening.
Yeah.
And some of the other employees were like, yeah, it was her. I'm like, she's doing
You're the only one who
drugs
doesn't
out of here.
know.
Yeah. So I don't remember what happened, but I think that girl just left.
Okay.
I think she just left. So that was the story, and I've told this story before. It's a very embarrassing story in my personal history, where one of the funny items we had in the store was an inflatable snake, like a sort of life-size, like large snake. It did not look real.
Okay.
But one of the things you would do was you would sit on the steps. Like there would be somebody behind the counter,
Okay.
and then the steps going upstairs. If nobody was up there, you would sit on the steps and wait for people to come up.
Okay.
If there were 3 employees working when it was busy, there would be somebody permanently upstairs, somebody permanently downstairs, and then you would just hang out on the steps.
Okay.
Sometimes with your cigarette and your ashtray.
Yeah.
I mean, just filthy.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we were so
So there was this inflatable snake hanging on the side of the stairs.
Okay.
And I was sitting on the steps, and 2 people walked by on the floor, walked by the snake, and one person was sort of like very gingerly walking past. And the person with that woman said, she's very afraid of snakes.
Oh, okay.
As they were so they were going to walk up the stairs. As they were walking up, I jiggled the snake. Why would I do this? Why would I do
Because you're, a funny 19-year-old.
this? It was one of those. You know how you have when you're on top of a roof and you have the urge to throw yourself off
Yes,
of it.
yeah,
you know what I
yeah.
mean?
I mean,
and you're scared because you're
Yes.
like, oh my god, I want to jump off the roof.
Yeah.
What if I can't stop myself?
This was like that.
Yeah.
Where it was like, I have to do this.
Yes,
It's
yes.
not. I shouldn't do it.
But I can't stop
I
myself.
must do this, and I'm going to do
alienate
it.
the
and
customers.
Now I'm doing it. Yeah. And so this person, of course,
Oh, no.
was like very upset.
Did she jump?
Oh yes, she did.
Oh my God.
She like it was like a wordless shudder, and they told my manager, who told my boss, and my boss said, "Why did you do that?"
Right.
And I said, "Honest to God, I don't know why. I just did it. I just did it, and I feel terrible about it, and I shouldn't have done it, and I genuinely
Yes.
felt
Yeah.
bad.
Yes.
Like I knew that was wrong.
Right.
I knew it was wrong before I did.
While you were
I knew
doing
was
it,
wrong. While I
after
was
you're doing
yes.
it, you knew.
And so she said, "Okay, well, don't do that again."
Yeah.
And I thought, this is my friend, the boss.
Oh, yeah.
The boss, my friend. There was one night where I was hanging out, having like a lovely evening with friends. Woke up the next day. And now, it's important to note, I had not been drinking the night before. Now, this was a very
Okay.
party time age.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, we were just hanging out. Nobody was drinking a case of beer like we always did. And so the next day I woke up and it was like a really nice day. And I felt like, I don't want to go to work. How am I going to get out of work in a way that is sort of sympathetic? I've called out sick before.
Okay.
What can I do? So I said, I got, it was one of my friends on the line. And I said, hey, I'm not coming in today. I'm like super hungover. I can't make it into work. And the person went, oh, okay.
Okay.
The next time I went into work,
Yeah.
I get behind the counter and the boss says, hey, can I talk to you for a second?
Is this a second floor attic conversation?
It was not second floor. It was second floor. We
Okay,
did
you
not go
didn't
up
have to
the
climb
attic.
stairs
Yeah.
for this conversation.
Now, this was a known thing. If she ever said this to anyone, they disappeared.
Oh, you don't come back from the second
You don't
floor.
come back from the second floor.
Oh no.
So I went up there and I was like, am I getting fired? What you must also know about the boss, my friend,
Your friend.
Yeah.
is that it was known in the store amongst the employees that her dad was a horrible alcoholic.
Oh no.
So what I got was not a conversation about, hey, how can I help you?
Yeah, I don't get
Oh,
it.
yeah.
It's so weird. Well, did you just say, well, I'm stealing money from the till? Does that make it any better?
Yeah, exactly. I just grabbed
I
a few
just
20s
sold
on my
some
way out.
Coke out. I stuck it in the little rubber
Exactly.
giraffe and gave it.
Exactly. But this was her thing, man. This was
Okay. This is her Niagara Falls.
This was an unacceptable line that had been crossed. And she like told me that. Like,
Oh, wow.
she's like, you know, I thought I treated you pretty well. And then you call out because you're too hungover to work or whatever. And I was really taken aback by, you know, the way she was firing me.
Yes.
Yes.
Because like, just fire me. You know what I mean?
You hit her.
No, it was a personal.
You hit her emotionally.
She wanted me to know. She
Yeah.
wanted me to know
Yeah.
that this was a raw deal. That this was bad, and it was, you know, it was earned. And so then I was like, "Can I take my music home? Like the music that I brought in?"
Yeah.
And she went, "Sure, okay." And she sat there and watched me like go through the tapes and take my stuff out. And she went, "Wow, you really have a lot of music, huh?" And then I realized later, oh, she thought I was like stealing shit. She thought I was like stealing other people's tapes or whatever.
Wow.
Why? Why would you do that?
In front of her. Well, anybody who's going to get hungover will do anything.
I mean,
Yes.
did you have?
Who knows what he's capable
You
of?
betrayed her.
I betrayed her in a way that the Coke dealer did not.
Correct.
Was there
She
any
can trust
urge,
a Coke dealer.
Yeah. Was there any urge to say, this is going to sound insane, but I lied. I wasn't actually hungover.
Honestly, I thought about that and I was like, that'll just sound fucking
It will
ridiculous.
sound made up. There's no
no
way to get.
way.
It's just, it was a pretty
lied.
day.
I lied about being hungover.
I really,
So
in my
funny.
mind, I was like, this will be, we're all young people.
Yes,
we're all
right.
like doing the same thing.
We're family.
People will understand this
Yes.
this is a thing that happens in life.
Right.
Then they were like, maybe so, but
Oh
Not
my
with our
God.
friend
That's
Boss.
amazing.
yeah, like no one, I guess, did I think that somebody else was going to take the initiative to make this a better story for me? I don't know what I thought was going to... Like, why didn't I just do... I guess I was like, I've called out sick in different ways before that I can't... Really what you need to do is invent a chronic illness that you have.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have
Where
lupus.
it's like, it's
I can't
happening
go-
again, you know? Guess who showed up this morning? My old pal, IBS or whatever the fuck.
Oh my God. That's.
But yeah, we didn't have as many of those then as we do now.
We have more of those now.
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, it could have been carpal tunnel. That was probably too early
Like a
for
back
carpal.
thing.
Yes.
Back things are
Yes.
always like, that's it, man. You know,
But you're 19. You don't know about those things yet.
That's
Yeah, it's
true. You only know about being
what 19-year-old
hungover.
has chronic back problems?
That's hysterical. Did you ever go back in the store? Did you say goodbye to your family, the people who work there?
I did not say goodbye to my family. I kept in touch with them, with some of them. And I think I went in that store like years later. Yeah.
Did you see her?
No, I never saw her again.
Oh.
I never saw her again. She was a twin, by the way. Oh. I am just remembering that she was a twin.
Identical?
Identical, yeah. They wore their hair differently, though.
One ponytail on one on the right, one ponytail on the left.
Wait a minute. It was her both times. I remember her saying, my sister would have let you go. But I did things differently.
Did you just throw some of the rubber animals around just to fuck with her as you left?
Well, that would have been fucking with my family.
You don't fuck with the family.
My
No,
now
no,
ex-family.
Oh my
You don't
God.
fuck with the
You don't
family.
want to fuck with the family.
I want to know if the store is still open.
There's no way
No,
in
no.
general is.
It stayed there for a long
Yeah.
time, though. It was there for a while. It was there for a good while, yeah.
I'm sad
Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
gone.
It was a fixture. It was like one of those places people love to come in, play around, and stuff like
Didn't
that.
you also work in a hat store?
That was my first day job, Hats in the Belfry.
You only
Now
work
that's
at,
a good pun. That's a good pun.
stores.
This has been discussed recently. My a girlfriend that I had worked at a place on South Street called The Last Wound Up.
Was it Wind Up Toys?
Yes, that's exactly right.
Okay. I'm trying to wrap my head around an entire store of Wind Up Toys.
Yeah.
An entire store.
My place lasted a while too.
So all you hear all day is the flip.
Oh,
Like,
that's
all day, every day. Just
traumatizing.
Well, there's also Wind Up Toys that go.
That's horrible.
That's a nightmare.
Wound Up. I think in that case the name came before the idea for the store. Like someone just thought
Yes.
of
I mean, who
the
knows,
Wound
man?
Up and
Who knows?
what was it called? The Wild Wound Up? What,
The Last Wound Up.
Then it's like you always have to talk like a baby.
The Last Wound Up. Yeah.
No, that was a rule at the store. I mean, that's what attracted me to it. I love baby talk. I love it.
Who doesn't love an adult talking like a baby?
It's hot.
Oh, Oliver went to school with a girl whose mom, like in kindergarten, and afterwards, when she was quoting her daughter, would talk like that, and I'm like, oh God, we know she doesn't talk like that. Please stop.
That's a weird.
Yeah.
It was weird. She'd be like, Mama, or maybe she was telling stories of when she was little.
I hope so.
But it was still really horrible. I'm like, I don't
Something
say
happened.
this.
Something bad happened.
Yeah, it's not good.
I hope her husband did not also do that, or wife, or nobody. But you're allowed to be a single mom.
I dig
Maybe
it.
she's a wone.
Oh, well,
She's a wone.
define
Oh,
wound
I'm on
up.
Tinder. I'm on
No,
Wire.
no. Oh,
I'm
wow.
Bumble.
What do you
I'll
say?
sell it.
I'm
All the
Bumble?
dating apps.
Bumbo.
They're good with baby talk. Guindo. I gotta go on Guindo.
Oh my God. There's a little voice on my Duolingo app of a little boy they added, and he's so cute. He's so cute. I just want to adopt this. I'm sure it's a grown up who does a little boy voice, but he's so cute. He's really
Do
adorable.
you think it's like a adult female voiceover
Yes,
artist?
100% it is. It's probably someone it's probably Grey DeLisle. It's someone I know probably. And I'm just obsessed with this little boy I want to adopt.
What language are you learning?
Spanish.
Is he encouraging you?
Oh, he's so sweet. He's so sweet.
What does he say?
Do you know what he's saying to you?
I know what he's saying when I see it, yes. He's saying it and then you have to interpret it or something. Yeah.
Can you do it?
You know I don't know anything. ¿Dónde está el baño? But he like says it in this like scratchy voice way. ¿Dónde está el baño?
Oh, Pamela Adlon then.
Maybe it's Pamela Adlon. I think she probably doesn't have to
She's
do
past
Spanish
Duolingo now.
apps, but I don't know. Maybe she
thought it
does.
was fun to do.
Maybe she did. Maybe she did. It is sort of Bobby Hill-ish. It is a little scratchy like that, so maybe it is her.
This does sound very cute.
It's really cute
I have to
because they
jump on
have
that.
different voices for the different characters, and one of them's just like really over you, and like they have little cartoons. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. They have little cartoons that match the voices, and one of them just over it, and then and sometimes if you take too long, they'll like roll their eyes and go. Oh, yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I know.
How about you can still do it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm still doing it.
Sometimes
I'm
my
not
watch
great.
says that to me about exercise, and I'm like, no, I can't.
Wait, what did she say?
Your
can
watch
still do
is
it?
your watch is shaming
Oh,
you.
your watch.
My
I
watch
thought you
will
said your
buzz and be
wife.
like, you can still do it, and I'm like, no,
Fuck you.
no, it's 6 p.m. I cannot still do it.
That's my cutoff.
Yeah, you go to sleep now.
Yes. Oh yeah, my watch is always like ding, and I'm like, nope, ignoring.
So you have watches that tell you what to do, huh? You
Well,
don't
my
have enough-
phone.
Well, they
my
make
phone.
gentle suggestions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got enough rules in my life. I don't need to be taking orders from my wristwatch.
Why are we allowing technology to shame us?
I don't know. I got enough shame internally. I don't need it.
Right?
True.
I don't need it.
I
I
get
guess that's how I feel. Is I have enough
Yeah.
internal shame that the watch can
Yes.
touch me.
Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
good.
like, nice try.
You show it who's boss.
I can do worse.
I try not going anywhere. Ooh, Jesus.
What happened, Paul?
My foot got hooked in the thing. I don't have any leg
So,
room.
I
because
know.
of
I'm
this.
sorry. It's I don't know. Blame never not funny.
I will.
There's a lot of hate for
Happily
this
and
table.
gladly.
You should for all things. Because wait a second.
Gas
so
prices? Thanks, never
the
not funny.
guest sits there.
What?
Yeah, we have one extra person. That's why.
I like that case.
Thank you. That's a very good case. You know, I just know that there's a lot of hate going around for this table.
Yeah.
I've heard about it on the show.
Oh, really?
That this table is despised.
Oh.
I don't have any problems with it.
Wait, by the guests?
I don't know. By the guests that we're not funny?
The audience?
By the
Oh,
host.
the host.
The host hates this table.
Oh.
He wants it gone. He
think
wants
he
a
does.
new table.
Where can you
Yeah.
ever find another table, though?
Good luck. Good luck.
Good luck.
Maybe Paul Gilmartin will make them a table.
Yeah. Is he a craftsman?
Is he doing what? Is that a quarantine thing?
It's not a quarantine thing. Well, he does woodwork. He does.
Okay, well.
I
Shut
don't
up,
know.
Karen. You shut up.
What happened? What made you laugh? Paul said,
doing wood.
Doing wood? He's 8. Is Garen allowed to come to your show along with her 9-year-old twins?
I don't know if the humor will be gross enough for him.
Icky.
Show might be too sophisticated for Mr. Doing Wood.
Jeez.
Well, Paul, we can't thank you enough for being here. That story was crazy. We want you to come back. Why are you laughing? Was that a rude
Is it a story?
transition?
It feels
it's
like
totally a
That whole
story.
thing feels like a middle to me.
Oh,
no. That was totally
You
a
haven't heard
story.
some of our guests. That was definitely a story.
Take that, asshole.
Well, we've had a couple who were like, this is an anecdote, and then.
Oh, I know why it feels like it, because I didn't talk about surviving. I mean, I guess
how
I
did you
survived.
survive it?
I think what happened after that? Because
Were you? I was going to ask, and I usually do ask, and I forgot. Were you sad to be fired? Were you
Oh,
just
it
like,
was
I'm
embarrassing.
19, I don't care? Or you were
It
embarrassed?
was mortifying, yes.
Okay.
And also, I was broke. It was like, now what do I do?
Right.
It's not like I was set, like my retirement fund from
needed
the
a job.
novelty store.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think after that, I worked for a month at a comic book store where I was fired for being 5 minutes late twice.
Wow.
Whoa, that's strict.
I gotta say, I've worked in comic book stores, and they're not really usually adamant about rules and times and shit.
Exactly.
So that's kind of shocking.
I was very surprised, and I remember the guy firing me. The manager fired me and said, "If I don't fire you, then the assistant manager will tell my boss, and then I'll get fired too." And then I realized later, it's because this other guy that worked there, who was like the security guy to make sure kids didn't steal things.
Yeah.
He was like a dumb guy, and I made fun of him one time. In a really crushing way.
Did you take a blow up snake and pretend it was
Wiggle it?
real and wiggle it in his
I took
face?
a blow up brain, and
What
I was
did you
like,
do?
"You need one of these."
Do you remember what you did?
We were like going back and forth, and it was like, it was like one of those things where he was trying to make fun of me, and I just had better comebacks.
Yeah.
And
He
then
didn't know who he was dealing with.
The last thing, exactly.
I mean-
no, this is the one thing I'm good at.
Right.
This is the thing that I've been prepared for all my life. And so the last thing was him saying to me, "Oh, what are you inferring?" And I said, "No, Jeff.
Oh.
I imply you infer."
Very.
And got huge laughs from whoever was
Yes.
there. And I think, honestly, he must have gone to the managers like, "You got to get rid of this fucking guy." Because
For a grammar joke?
for humiliating him.
Oh my
And I
god!
think that's
You guys were not
what must have
family.
happened. We were not family. We were not
And
family.
did that place have a punny name?
No, it didn't.
No.
It didn't. Comics and More.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's terrible. More was like the action figures or whatever.
No.
No,
I'm
absolutely
glad
not.
that place closed.
Comics and
I am
more.
too. They're all
there's
gone.
there's
all of them that fired me. They're all gone.
I worked at the Outer Limits, but before it was that, it was Planet. I can't.
How is that spelled?
Something Outer Limits.
No. Planet.
I am blanking. I'm blanking on what it was called. There was one in England also. The something planet. For God's
Crumpets?
sakes. Planet Crumpets.
Planet
Yes.
Crumpets.
Yes.
You got any Planet Crumpets?
Yeah.
You got any Iron Man?
They're in Mylar.
Incredible Hulk, number 72, please.
Forbidden Planet.
For a bit of, yes, of course. Oh, I didn't know there was one in England. In London?
In London, yes.
In Devonshire?
Yes, it was in Devonshire. They sold clotted cream and Morbius something.
Scones.
Yeah,
Morbius something.
Guns.
The living
Scones.
Scones. Oh yes,
Scones.
we had this discussion about scone versus scone.
I witnessed a discussion about it with British people.
Yes.
And some, I guess, it is believed that scone is the snobbier way to say it.
Oh, that makes sense because I think class, from watching tons of British television over the pandemic, class is even a bigger deal there than it is
Oh,
here.
for sure.
And they're
It's their
constantly
favorite
talking
thing.
about
Yes.
Yeah. So Paul Hollywood, who is the British guy on British Bake Off.
Ironically enough.
I know. He is the, I guess, less posh, and he says
Paul
scone.
Hollywood is?
Yeah. Did you really not know who Paul
I know who
Hollywood
he
is?
but going by the name. He's not
so
Lord Hollywood.
It's so ridiculous. That can't be his name, right?
No!
But why did he name himself that? It's so stupid. It's so stupid. I mean, why does a pastry chef have to have a wrestler name?
I bake, but Hollywood style.
I mean, it's so dumb. But he's so lovely besides that. I love him.
Right,
but
nice.
that name is so stupid.
It's very dumb.
He's very handsome. I think
There is a Lord Sugar.
Lord Sugar.
I need to see a picture of this Mr. Hollywood.
You don't know who? You never watched Great British Baking Show?
I watched a little bit of one episode and I got bored.
Brilliant blue eyes and gray hair.
No, not for me.
I think if you watch
He looks
him,
like his name, though. You got to admit.
Yeah, he does. He has
No,
like
it's not.
He has like a Channing Tatum vibe.
oh, she hates Channing
For me,
Tatum with
I don't-
all that
Are
she
you
is.
hearing this? He's saying it's his real name.
Is it? It has
it's
to
not.
be.
His surname is Hollywood.
No, it's not. No,
Does it say born Paul Hollywood?
I don't believe it.
Someone's got to be named Hollywood. Why not? It sounds
How is this the
British.
first one we've ever heard of?
I don't know, but it sounds British when you think about it.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
But just because it's on Wikipedia doesn't mean it's true. He can lie.
Also true. That's right.
I could make up my own Wikipedia page and say,
Yeah.
this is my real name. It is my real name.
It's his real name, right? See, he didn't strike me as someone who would make up a stupid
He's in the
name.
Hall of Records now. I've hacked their database.
You know what? I'm going to get to the bottom of this.
Well, anyway, they're always saying how he's like low status and
Yes.
Mary Berry or whoever the other woman is.
Yes.
Is posh.
They all have ridiculous names.
Oh, yeah.
They all Mary Berry. I mean, yeah, we're gonna pick on Paul Hollywood. Mary Berry's a
Yeah.
ridiculous name too,
You
and
sound
she's
like a fucking cartoon bear.
Yeah.
Why don't you shut up?
and she works in pastry, and her name is Mary Berry.
Come on,
Mary. Enough.
Her.
I hate her too.
Okay, Forbidden Planet. All right.
Planet.
Oh, you know what I just found out?
What?
The Property Brothers, not architects.
Well, what are they?
They're just actors.
no.
Yeah.
Wait
They're
a
not even
second.
real estate guys?
No.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Wait. So they don't. They don't know how to demolish. Or
They're
anything?
just actors, formerly magicians.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Twin magicians?
Yeah.
You buried the lead.
Yeah.
Wait a second. What?
So I just want you to suck on that for a while.
I need to do a
Cannot
deep.
be.
Does
Yeah.
Does Adorkable know about this?
Oh, Zoe?
Zoe, yeah.
I imagine she's married to him.
Are they married now?
I think so, yeah.
Wait a second. So they're
Does
just.
Adorkable know about
I
this?
couldn't think of her name. There's no way I'm going to
Yeah.
pull that name at this point.
Yeah.
So wait a second.
Yeah, she sings with M. Ward and she married a property brother.
She sings with what?
M. Ward.
Who's M.
It's
Ward?
true.
She's so cool, I thought.
Who's M. Ward?
She and him much?
She and him?
No, I know she and him. Okay. All right.
Then you know M. Ward.
Then I guess I know M. Ward. So they just decided, okay, you guys are attractive twins. We'll make you the demolisher guy, and we'll make you the.
I don't know because
Decorating guy? I don't know what they do, but-
this is news just coming on
Okay, I'm gonna look
into
this
my
up.
Still developing story.
It's coming into my text.
Yes.
Someone texted you that
Yes.
information? Who?
When?
My
Alex?
I'm in a text group with two friends and they texted me this
When?
Just now?
this morning.
This morning? Okay.
Yeah.
Wait,
But
why
I
did you
forgot.
look so sheepish? Did you make this up?
Did you ask?
No,
Why is your phone face down?
because they're still texting about it, and I
okay.
didn't want to get distracted during our podcast.
One of these people, Jesse?
Yes.
Okay, I figured. All right, I'm gonna look this up. I'm
Garen's
totally
looking right now.
intrigued. I've never seen. I mean, I've seen parts of the show. They have like 12 different shows. They're all that.
I know
right?
they exist. I mean, like I don't watch their shows, but then when you were talking about names and people and actors and
Twins.
twins. I mean, we've got it. This is the twin themed
Twins
show.
who are magicians.
Yeah.
I mean, my level of respect has dropped further for them at this point.
It makes sense to me. I'm surprised there are not more twin magicians. It makes sense. Of course, if you want to talk about like the prestige or whatever. Like, this is the way to do it.
Yes,
to have somebody who looks exactly like you.
Right.
Yes.
So maybe there are, and we don't know about it.
Or you could just make clones and kill them
Good
one after
point.
another, like in the movie.
Why stop at hats?
Right. Why stop at hats? That's another name for a hat store.
True.
Why stop at
Wait,
hats?
why?
I don't know, but I like it. Why stop at hats?
But then a big arrow to a store that they also own that sells other stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
It has like
Canes.
wallets.
The Cane store's next door.
Yeah.
The cane store is called Why Stop at Canes.
I mean, first get in here, buy a hat. But then why stop there?
No. Why would you?
Oh my God.
You need a kerchief, a cravat.
A cravat.
A cravat.
Thank you.
We really do have to go. This has been far too
All right, I'm
long.
sorry.
But
Jesus
no.
Christ.
It's you've been so
we're having
delightful.
a good time.
No,
We are.
I was going to ask if you would come back.
Anytime.
Because I'm
love
sure
that.
you have 1 million stories, and I know some of them from your stand-up. But
True.
I know about the hat store. I know about the copper with the rag and the drinking. You were a big alcoholic.
That's right.
I turned into Martin Short's character there for a second.
Jiminy Glick.
You're an alcoholic.
Say more.
He won Best Actress.
Who? What?
Martin Short
Jiminy
won
Glick.
best.
Jiminy Glick
Oh, no.
won
I'm sorry.
Best
It was
Actress?
Jessica Chastain and Eyes of Tammy Faye.
It's
was
hard
like,
to tell them apart.
Yeah, I was like, great. They made a Jiminy Glick movie. This is terrific.
Are you saying it was a little broad? Is that what you're getting at?
The makeup was not.
The makeup.
I did not think the makeup was so great.
She didn't look like Tammy Faye.
She didn't look like a human being.
But what about Lucy? She looked like, that was like film filters on top of
I know. The casting of that
fillers
was
on top
bizarre.
of. But I'm just saying the makeup. The
Yeah.
makeup was so fucking weird.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
then
yeah.
to go to all that trouble and not give her gigantic lips, which is what Lucy was known
Yeah,
for,
exactly.
having the lips painted way big
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
TV
yeah.
show, and then not doing that
Yeah.
was such a weird choice.
Did they not do it in the scenes where she was?
They said they did it. They did it somewhat, but they didn't do it enough.
Right.
Because the whole thing is that that's her whole like signature look.
Do you know what though? I have to say that I was not a fan of that movie. I thought that Nicole Kidman was very good when she was recreating the Lucy bits.
You
Yes.
are. Thank you. This is what I keep saying. She was better at being Lucy in the show than she
TV
was at
Lucy,
being
than
at
real life Lucy.
Lucille
Yes.
Ball.
Yeah.
And I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was shocked that she
Yeah,
was
yeah,
able
yeah.
to pull that off, but didn't at all seem like Lucille Ball when she wasn't on the show.
And
Shocker. J.K. Simmons.
No.
No.
Javier Bardem.
Yes.
I think I was going to get there.
J.K. Simmons, thanks for stopping by. Here's a Academy Award nomination.
I know, it was ridiculous. People just like him.
Yes.
Javier Bardem was terrifying as Desi.
Yes.
Like he was.
I think
he was
Desi
too
was-
big and scary.
He's not nearly as handsome as Des Arnaz. Des
He's
Arnaz
handsome
was
in a different way.
I
know,
don't
but-
agree.
Yeah.
I don't agree.
You don't agree that he's not as handsome as
not
Des
the right look.
Arnaz?
No, I don't find Desi Arnaz handsome. and
Wow.
I do find Javier Bardem very handsome.
Okay.
But I get that you'd say that.
Yeah.
I think it's just a difference in taste.
Because
I
I have
get that
simple,
you'd
I'm
say
simple,
that.
and I have
You're
like shallow.
kind of
no,
basic.
I just no.
Yeah.
I just think they're different
You
types
can't
of
appreciate
handsome.
dark chocolate.
Which is funny because I love dark chocolate.
I also love
It's
dark
my
chocolate.
favorite.
It's fun to be an adult.
It is.
And you're like, oh, there's new things for me to like.
I eat dark chocolate every day.
It's good for you.
Yeah, well, except it gives you a headache if you eat too much.
But can I say this? Don't discount milk chocolate just because you're not a kid
I
anymore.
kind of do.
Oh, it's so
Here's
good.
the thing.
I like it.
I love it.
It has to be. I like M&Ms. They're milk chocolate.
That's right.
But other than that,
Law and Order Plain, one of my favorite
Law and Order
shows.
Plain, yeah.
One of my favorite jokes of Danielle's from back in the day.
I don't know it.
I used to do a bit about how my body was like the theme music to Law and Order Plain, because it was like dun, 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 or something. I don't know, something about how my hips are really wide or something. I don't know,
Oh, it's great.
but I do
I
call
love
it original Law and Order.
Because
Law and
this
Order
is back
Plain.
when there was a million Law and Orders at
Yes.
the same time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Back in the day. All right, we are going. We are saying goodbye.
I'm sorry.
This
I
is
was having
our
fun.
last goodbye.
Is our last goodbye ever? Is this our last show?
of this.
Oh, of this
this
show,
podcast.
of this show. Paul, we love you so much, and we
do.
loved having you here, and we're so
huge
glad
fans.
you came by to do our small little show.
Thank you for asking me.
It's
I'm sorry it took me
growing.
so long to get back to you.
That's okay. You're a busy man. You're on sets. You're working.
I'm
You're
on
doing
set-
live
you're on
shows.
set for 2 days at a time.
Yes, it's exhausting. And we will be right back with what we learned today.
Stick around. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to How to Survive with Danielle and Christine. Danielle,
Christine.
I am ready to learn what we learned today.
Yes. Well, first of all, Diane is the name of 4 women in ancient Greek mythology and 1 in the Phoenician religion. Diane is translated as goddess. Seems a little repetitive. You're a goddess named goddess.
I mean,
Or
they
you're-
really want to slam it home.
They want to slam it home. Okay, the cast member who I was looking for from SNL, I apologize, I couldn't think of it at the time, is Nassim Pedrad.
Ah, yes.
We always thought that was the best name.
It's a
for
great
him to
name.
say. And she, you should look for. It was way after she was on SNL, but I feel like she came back and did that or something. It's some sketch that parodies. What's the name of the
Wild Country.
Wild Country? Yeah, she was great. Okay, Minx also stars. Get this name, Ophelia Lovabond.
I mean,
Is that the greatest name you've ever heard?
it's up there.
And Lennon Parham, who I'd love to get on the show. She's fantastic. This is what I was getting at. Not all red ant species are fire ants, and not all fire ants are red in color. What? In fact, most ants are not actually red. So good luck. Most ants are not actually red. How could the fire ants not be red? What are they, yellow?
You know what? Just be careful out there, people.
Oh my God. A fire ant attaches to the skin with its chewing mouth parts, also called mandibles, pulling the skin, pinching it, and raising it slightly. This causes a pricking sensation. Then the ant arches its back, doubling under its abdomen, and forces the stinger into the skin.
It feels like it's
Does a
like
bridge.
It's like intercourse.
Yes. It's presenting its stinger to you.
Yeah.
Except, yeah.
It's really aggressive.
Remember, brush, don't slap, and don't scratch or pop the pustules. Hyundai, come for the ant, stay for the misogyny. Jack Johnson's new album, Barefoot by a Campfire, available everywhere. Do you get tandem caskets for a double funeral? Oh, that's a really good question. Or maybe just like one big one.
Oh, yeah.
And then just put both bodies in?
With your mom forever.
Oh my God. My mom is very clingy. That
Yeah.
would be something she'd do. She'd just be
She's
like,
already arranged it, Danielle.
Yes, she has. The average body length of adult rats is 9 to 11 inches, plus a tail of 9 to 7 inches. The average body length of adult rats is 9 to 11 inches, plus a tail of 7 to 9 inches, according to the American Fancy Rat and Mouse Association. Karen, is that a real thing?
Well,
Do they have a calendar?
these are fancy rats.
Fancy rats. That's the average? That seems really big.
Yeah.
Ugh.
These are big. I can show you a picture if you want to see them.
DEET is... I don't. Thank you. DEET is not DDT. In fact, DDT was banned in the U.S. in 1972. Myth. The higher the percentage of DEET, the better protected you are. Fact. The level of DEET in repellent only determines how long the protection lasts.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's really interesting.
And you know what? Congrats to us for making it out past the DDT
yes.
law.
Yeah.
Good on us.
That's interesting that we even know about it since it was banned so long ago.
I think
but
movies and
yeah.
pop culture stuff. I see it in movies where little kids are running through the DEET spray.
Licking DDT.
Yeah, and just swallowing it, running behind it like an ice cream truck.
Yeah. Remain calm and carry on.
That's right.
Move to an area that's fire ant free. Just in general, you should do that.
Everyone's going to move from the southern states up to the middle.
If you're in an uncontrolled skydive, aim for a fire ant mound. Good advice. We don't recommend playing the hypothetical game with Danielle. You will die.
Yes.
Hypothetically.
She cheats.
I do. I add things at the last minute. Well, you guys, this has been another excellent episode, in my opinion.
I loved
hope
it.
you guys enjoyed it.
Paul F. Tompkins,
Paul
great
F.
guest.
Tompkins, I mean, and such a nice guy and such a sweetheart and so funny. You don't always get that in one package.
I mean, he's all that in a bag of chips.
He is.
Garen, you were great. Thank you for your summaries. As always, hilarious. And your strong editing skills and your great
And
shoulders.
You're laughing at his great shoulders. That's nice.
Yeah, I'm just throwing out the compliments today.
You are. Shoulders are one of the most important things on a man to me.
I like 'em.
physically.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind tiny. I don't mind heavy. I don't mind skinny. But if you have narrow shoulders,
Not a good thing, huh?
yeah, except for Dave Foley. I let him get away with it. 'Cause
From
I
Kids
love
in the
him
Fall?
Kids in the Fall? Kids in the Spring, Kids in the Autumn. That's the same thing.
I got confused.
Kids in the Hall,
Yeah.
yes.
I just saw him on Superstore as a guest appearance.
Yes.
And I was like, I haven't seen him in forever.
I adore him, but he is very slight of shoulder.
Okay, well, you're not going to hook up with him anytime soon, then.
No.
Just so Jimmy knows
It's
he's
all good.
safe.
He's safe.
Everyone, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your comments on Instagram and Twitter. Please check us out on howtosurvive.com.
Yep, you can buy some swag.
We got swag.
And as always,
Remain
calm.
calm.